For our next Loft visit, we've come to Darley Dale to see Mr. and Mrs. Adrian Duggins, top sprint racing Loft. Good afternoon, Adrian.
Good afternoon.
What system do you race?
We fly the Widowhood system.
Yeah, what sort of races do you like? What sort of distances?
Well, mostly sprint, but I have all Jansons, nothing but a Janson. I wouldn't have another Pigeon in my Loft. But I fly up to, successfully up to 350 miles, Wrens.
Yeah, and what's one or two of your best positions?
Well, over the last few years I topped the Fed from Pickerville, Young Birds, the Mott Federation. That was in '94. I also topped the Fed from Sartilly, Matlock Fed, in '94. With over 1,000 birds competing in each race, so those are one or two of the good positions. But I've also topped the Fed on numerous occasions, North Derbyshire and Matlock Fed inland, you know, to Weymouth, which is 180 miles. This is my, I should say, is my best pigeon at the moment. He's won 11 first prizes, and he's a Van Oppie Jansen. Over the last few years he's topped the Federation on 2 occasions with over 4,000 birds competing. He wins from Weymouth, 180 miles, and he'll even win down to Worcester, 70 miles. But a brilliant cock. He's also breeding winners for me. He's 4 years old now, and he needs to go in the stock loft, but at the moment he's still winning on a regular basis for me.
So you race only Widowhood then, Adrian?
Yes, only Widowhood cocks, no hens, because I've got a very involved job and I work long hours, so it suits me to work this system.
How many cocks do you race?
Presently I've got 32 Widowhood cocks on the system to fly in 2 clubs.
Yeah, when do you pair them up?
I pair them up usually the middle of January, after the Blackpool show or before the Blackpool show, but around that area.
Do you show the hens to the cocks on Friday nights, Adrian?
Always, every Friday. I've got my hens in. I don't separate my hens. Don't keep them in different compartments. They're all together. But what I do is I have plastic rings on them, green, red, and blue. And I put the green birds all in one basket, the red rings in another, the blue ones in the other basket, and take them into the loft of the cocks who are fastened in the nest boxes, half closed. And I release the hens out of the lid of each basket and just show them to the cocks, let them go through to the cocks, and then I basket them one by one every Friday. But I never show them during training, only on a Friday night.
Yeah, how often do you train the birds in?
Well, at the beginning of the season, quite regular, I put them on the local transporter, and as much as time prevails, probably 6 or 8 chooks. But I think that for Widowhood, your birds have got to be mentally fit and physically fit, and I think once they're like that, they're flying around the loft and they're flying well, then it's a waste of time training. It's just you've got to get your birds fit, and once they're fit, without much training, they'll win for you.
Yeah. How long do they get the hen for on a Saturday?
On a Saturday, well, usually about half an hour to an hour, but I don't particularly go sort of give a specific time. The later the cock is, obviously, the less he has time with her, because I'm starting to put them back and tidy up on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. Do you break down?
Yes, I break them down at the beginning of the week. They have depurative on Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, and then I start to build them up on Wednesday, half depurative, half good Widowhood, and then full Widowhood Wednesday evening, and that's how I go to actual race. Yes, this Czech cock here is now won 9 firsts, and he was, for the last 2 years, has been the ace pigeon of Darley Dale. That's the best pigeon per race in the Darley Dale HS. Last Saturday, he looks like being well up in the Fed. I wouldn't like to say at this stage that he's topped the Fed, but he looks like being well up in the Fed because his velocity was way in front of anything else in the area. We talk about fitness and training. This bird had only had 1 chook the other side of Wirksworth, which is 6 miles from here, previous to the race. So because he was fit and mentally right, they don't need the training. But
These are a few of your babies in, Adrian. How many do you breed each season?
yes, these are, well, I usually have about 50 youngsters. I shall have the same again this time. But these are the eldest, and these were bred in February. and there's actually 26 here, but I won't introduce any more youngsters to them. These are the eldest youngsters.
Yeah. How far do you race them?
Well, depends. If I've got some nice young cocks and they're coming well after probably 2 or 3 races, then I will stop them for the Widowhood next year.
You concentrate on the hens more?
Yes, the hens will fly the full season.
And you race them in a darkness system?
Well, I'm giving it a try this time. They all do in Holland, and I go to Holland quite often. And yes, I thought, well, why not give it a try and see? Because I mean, as you can see, these youngsters now, they're all molting fairly heavy around the necks and the bodies. And the advantage of this system is that they molt the necks and the bodies, but the flights, they don't throw any flights. I mean, there isn't a flight to be thrown or tails, so they're in perfect condition for racing.
Yeah. When you race them, do you race them to just a perch?
No, I like them to pair if they will pair. What I shall do with these, I will eventually, once I've trained them, they'll be trained together, and then I will split them up and I put them together on Friday mornings and leave them together all day, just to pair to one another, really. This is my main racing loft. It's 46 foot long, and the first 3 sections, the closed ones, are the 3 Widowhood sections, and then I've got 2 youngbird sections. And then I keep my hens in the 6th compartment, and the other one is more or less for storage and occasional strags that I get in, because I won't have strags among my pigeons at all.
No. You're right, you'll trap through the open doors?
Yes, I trap through the open doors, and the birds never touch the roof or anything on a Saturday. They're straight in onto the actual Widowhood perch, and the Widowhood cock never gets frightened, because he's by this time he drops to the side of the hen, and you just merely pick him off the off his nest box.
This is the fantastic view from Adrian's patio.
Yeah, that's dead south over the trees, and that's where the birds come. If they're on a good line, they come between the trees.
Fantastic view. It's all hills round here, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Well, this is a valley. We're on the end of a valley, which is, it's a good position, but if they miss the valley and go to the other side, then there are problems, especially with young bird racing. But it's a good spot. Yeah. This is my stock loft. They're all Jansons. The stock birds are made up of pigeons that I've been over to Holland and bought, and Belgium, and also the ex-champions that go into stock after they've finished racing.
Yeah. How many pairs do you keep, Adrian?
I've got 16 pairs at the moment in these lofts, which is plenty.
Yeah, they look comfortable now with the wire ivory.
Yes, it's ideal. I never block them up at all. They're all open to the elements. I think that you breed better youngsters, but the ivory is ideal for them. And
this is a scene inside the stock loft. The birds look very comfortable in here. And that's the main stock cock. What's that one then, Adrian?
That's the Czech cock. He's bred me quite a few fed toppers. He bred me the cock that top the fed from Sartilly, and he's also bred me a fed winner from Cheltenham, and quite a few other good fed positions. He's a real class pigeon. He won 9 first himself before he was put to stock.
Yeah, lovely pigeon, mate. Look very comfortable in here. Well, Adrian, thanks for taking the time to see us today. It's been a great pleasure. Your pigeons and lofts are a credit to you.
Thank you, Keith. It's been a pleasure having you, and I hope it all turns out successful and you stay in Derbyshire's a nice day.
It's all right, except the cold I've caught.
Well, that's right. If you put it with Albert, you're all right,
Yeah.
ain't you?